All right, you guys. I pulled the topic out of my book tonight. Topic book. I love zebras. Zebras my favorite thing. And the topic that I would like to discuss tonight is: should you keep your exes in the picture? Now, I feel like this is a very important topic because a lot of people have to deal with this. You know, a lot of people aren't sure whether or not if they should keep exes around or not. And sometimes, unfortunately, it takes a really like messed up event to make them realize that you know what, an ex doesn't belong in the picture. However, there's some key points that we like to touch bases on when you're thinking about, you know, should you keep your ex in the picture or not. For one, are there any children that are involved? I mean, if you guys have kids together, let's speak on a straight tip for a second. If you guys have kids together, of course the ex has to be in the picture. Now, gay, you have kids together. I mean, let's say for instance the femme already had a kid before you met the femme. I think that would really be depending on how long you and the stud were together and involved in the kid's life. And I think it also would be dependent on, you know, how old the child was when y'all got together. Um, how much did the stud do for your child? You know, and you know, unfortunately, sometimes you meet a really good person and they take to your child, and you know they're there for your child just like you would be. And sometimes the next person that comes along has a hard time accepting that and pushes that person out of your child's life. And the sad thing about it is those type of people rarely come along, and then the next person that comes along may not be as accepting of your child as the person who was before. I think that when there's a child involved, you really have to pretty much play it by ear and let it weigh itself out. But always keep in mind that, you know, these people who you're dating are temporary, but people who love your children and will look out for your children can never be replaced. And you should always maintain that. Now, um, another thing I like to look at with as far as should we still keep our exes in the picture is, are you dating someone new? Okay. If you're dating someone new and you have an ex that's in the picture, there's a lot of things you got to consider when you make that decision. Is how long have you and that ex girlfriend been together? I mean, let's say like for instance you was with a girl for like 5 years and you guys are good friends now. It's gonna be kind of impossible for you to explain to your good friend now that you can't be associated with that person because you have a new girlfriend. Now, let's say for instance this was someone who you just recently broke up with. And moving on to the next topic, next line underneath my topic is: this is someone who you were dating not too long ago, and you're still fucking them. You can't be still fucking the person that you were with, you know, in a prior relationship while you're with someone new. That's unacceptable. That won't work. So you need to figure that out. You can't have sex with someone who you was with, you know, and you're in a new relationship. That's cheating. And that's not fair to the person who you're with. And if I'm gonna say something to all you exes out there who still dibble and dabble in each other, why not just be together? Because if you guys can still fuck, then fuck and be together. But don't give me that, oh, you know, there's only a sexual relationship there between us, but we can't do anything else other than that, because you shouldn't even be intimate with each other, because intimacy is a whole different level of understanding that comes with intimacy. And if you can't be intimate and communicate with a person, there should be no intimacy. Say that for the person who you call yourself calling your girlfriend or giving that title to in your life. Now that moves on to the next topic. Can we just be friends? I honestly feel like there is a possibility, it's a small possibility that you can just be friends with your ex-girlfriend. But I'm going to tell you something that plays a very important role. Is there any emotional attachment between the both of you? Whether if it's you who's emotionally attached or whether if it's your ex-girlfriend who's emotionally attached. But if there's any emotional attachment there whatsoever, it's impossible to be friends. Because your friend, you can call your friend up and you can talk to your friend about who you with, and your friend will be accepting of that and give you proper advice. Even if your friend still gave you proper advice, it wouldn't hurt you or hurt. It wouldn't hurt your friend to have that conversation with you. But see, when you have emotional ties, emotional attachments, if I'm emotionally attached to you, you can't call me And talk to me about your ex and how you love your people who you with and how you trying to get with this girl and you don't know what to do. You can't come at me like that because y'all ain't gonna want to hear that. We're gonna have a limited friendship. And I honestly feel like our friendship should not be limited. So therefore, if my friendship is gonna be limited with you, we don't need to be friends. Now, to wrap this all up, my personal opinion about exes, I'm gonna tell you just like this, I don't do none of my exes. There may have been one who stuck around for a little while, but honestly, I don't feel like I should do exes because exes ain't doing nothing for me but complicating my life with who I'm with. So honestly, ladies, I'm gonna tell you something. Once you're not with them no more, that's it. No more. Drop it. Let it go. Because you know what? It ain't nothing but complications. And if that person wasn't good enough, if that person was good enough originally for you to give a title and it wasn't good enough to maintain that title with you, they're not good enough to maintain a friendship with you. And I want you to think about that, my five-star bitches. Think about that. Think about that, Barbies. Anywho, that was just my little idea on, whether or not if you could be friends with your ex or if you can't be friends with your ex. Personally, I don't feel like you can be friends with your ex. I know it is possible, but at the same time, if there's emotional attachment there, it's not going to be a possibility. And if you're dealing with someone who's not emotionally mature, or if you're dealing with an immature person who you're currently dating and you're trying to be friends with your ex, it won't work. Or even if your ex is immature and the person who you're dating is mature, it's not going to work. So a friendship between an ex is a very risky situation. Just make sure that when you're doing that, it's very well worth it. All right, y'all. Take my advice. Personally, I don't see them.